We should never underestimate the destructive and the distorting power of hatred. The same violent hatred that made Haman want to see Mordecai hung to his death is the same irrational, violent hatred that made man want to hang Jesus on the cross, as I said last night in the sermon, if that isn't love. In chapter 6, that night the kings couldn't sleep. So one was commanded to bring the book of the records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king. How many of us, when we can't sleep, we take a book and read? And it was found written that Mordecai had been the one who told the queen about the gate man who wanted to put his hands on the queen. And the king asked what honor or dignity has been bestowed on Mordecai for this. And the king's servants who attended him said nothing had been done for him. The king did what many do when they cannot sleep. He brought out a book and used it to fill his sleepless night, hoping that reading the book will make him sleepy again. The king said, "Who is in the court?" Now Haman had just entered the court of the king's palace to suggest that the king hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him. The king's servants said to him, "Haman is there, standing in the court." And the king said, "Let him in." How could this be coincidence? You see, let me tell you, when it comes unto God's word, there cannot be any coincidence. I said there cannot be any coincidence. If the book of Esther shows us anything, it shows us that God manages the affairs of men. Isn't that true? Even without them knowing or know that God manages the affairs of men. God knows what he is doing, and in the courts of heaven, there are no coincidences or no surprises.